Okay, everybody, they canceled the hella hike because they couldn't make enough of the money with 3 people. So, Reed and I are going on the Kodiak Raft Glacier Lake ride. But you have to walk on these crappy loose rock trails to get to the river. Just look at those mountains back there. I think one of them is Mount Cook. The highest mountain in New Zealand. Water, Rita. Multiple hazards. Icebergs. We have our life vests on. The Canadians and the Americans are teaming up today.
We took swimming lessons just for this.
Yeah, that's right.
Because normally we
no booze yet.
No booze yet.
You don't have those little airplane bottles.
Sam.
Never used a life jacket, but if we have to use it, you definitely want it to work because the water is pretty darn cold. Awesome. Whereabouts are you guys all from?
Phoenix.
Nice. Use it. We'll get the zip up on that one as well there. What part of Canada?
I feel
Near
constrained.
Toronto, near Niagara Falls,
Oh yeah. Nice.
and near Nova Scotia.
Oak Island, baby.
Roll very, very quickly, and we need to get away from them. If to get away from them, I might pull a maneuver which feels just like this one here. Do that,
The water is very cold.
If you do end up going for a swim, try and enjoy it.
How would it happen?
If you're standing up and I speed away, you fall out the boat.
Oh, gotcha.
You know, if it does happen. I will come pick you up, but first I'll take a picture of you.
Okay, you can see the blue color underneath.
Anyone seen icebergs before? First time for a couple of people? Yeah,
On
first time for
TV.
you back there. But everyone's probably heard the saying, just the tip of the iceberg. It's a very common overused saying. With every bit of ice out here we see today, no matter how big or small it is, we're only looking at 10% of it. So we're on fresh water here. It's not quite as buoyant as salt water. We are more like seeing 1/3 above, 2/3 below. So here, 10% above, 90% below the water. So with a little field like this, there's a heck of a lot more to it than you can imagine.
Tapping and the ice underneath the water came all the way out, so we have to move over a little bit. The minty fresh breath drops. Yeah. Checking to fill it. Look at it, it's all little tiny ones checked together.
Drift in, yeah, nice and slow. So.
I just dropped.
If you do get a bit, have a taste of it. It's really, really nice. Quite a nice little snack for a hot day like today. But yeah, it's not just one piece of ice. It's millions and millions of little ice crystals.
Have a piece.
All bound together to make the iceberg.
And they eat it.
Yeah, you gotta take it home with you.
Hello. Got some dirt.
The little crystals you are finding off, they're actually twice as dense as your regular freezer ice. Just because of the weight of the glacier forces the majority of the air out of there. So they last twice as long. So if you did get a good chunk, you definitely would be able to get it back out.
So the water is
have a nice close
4
look as
degrees.
well.
That's a pretty one cut out over there. Man. Tastes great. What do you think, Canada? It looks like it's got minerals in it. Oh, it's like a crystal geode. When you break it open the geode, it's melting like crazy.
A little bit different looking this one, eh, to the first one. You can see right down here it's got quite a blue color to it. You can't just go and pluck pieces off this one here.
Yeah.
It's a lot firmer, a lot harder, because it's just rolled over. Here it's been under the water until, I guess looking at the color of it, until about an hour and a half ago. Because this blue color right down here, it looks like one piece of ice.
Yeah.
You can't see those cracks in the crystals in there, because the air between the crystals is so densely packed that it looks like one piece of ice. The air inside expands and cracks the crystals apart into their individual sections. So
Oh, that's
it would
so
have fallen
smooth.
snow between 300 and 600 years ago. It's how long it takes to get down the 23 kilometers in the glacier.
Look at that. It's like when you break a geode open.
On the walls, yeah, more on that side than this side. For some reason, that's much less stable than here.
Oh, there's one floating over here. Oh, look at that pretty blue.
Yeah, we're just gonna go for a cruise over there.
All right.
That's a slightly more recent rock.
Well, that one looks like it sticks out
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
you
far.
can see it coming out.
Huh? Maybe it doesn't.
Comes to just about there.
Yeah. It's underwater over here. How pretty is that?
So this is even more recently rolled than the one we've just on. It's got a lot less white up here. It's only just starting to crack and
This one
change
just
colour.
turned. Like you think, like how recent?
How recently? On a hot day like today, this would have been in the last 15 minutes to half an hour.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fresh.
Yeah, by the next trip, if the
It
sun
just
stays
turned.
out, no clouds go across it, this will be white. It won't be as broken apart as the other ones, but it will be white. It won't have the blue to it anymore.
Oh. The blue's the pretty part.
So
And,
these days we get between 10 and 14 meters of snowfall per year at the top of the glacier. It needs more like 20 to 25 meters. So
100 years, he said.
from like
The Tasman
December
Glacier will
through
be
till March,
gone
it never snows up there
completely.
anymore. It only rains, and that
The
will
longer
probably
it's
be enough
up,
to
the
keep
blue
it
will
around
go
for
away.
longer.
That one was cool. All the rocks that pulls down with it. And this will probably flip over eventually.
This is the big one at the moment.
Yeah.
This is, if not the biggest in the last year and a half, very close to the biggest in the last year and a half. Copy. You got to remember, it's still only 10% above,
Yeah.
90% below. So there very well could be ice coming down out under the boat right now. That could be 10 meters underwater. So we do give the big ones a little bit more space. The bit of space gives us time to react if anything was to happen. Because you can see this little bulb out on the right is actually part of the big one. It's all connected, just connected underwater, because they've all been moving together for the last week. And yeah.
Of course, those were icebergs. Glacier. Looks like chocolate mint ice cream over there.
Then from the lake level to the top, on average is
This is
30
Mount
meters
Cook
high.
here.
So it's the same as a 10-story building right there. But it's not, it's kind of like the icebergs in the way we don't see most of it, but it's not floating, it's firmly positioned on the valley floor. So the ice extends 272 meters down underwater, as well as the 30 on top. So it creates a 300-meter high wall of ice. And that's why we get such big icebergs like those massive ones down the lake, because of what's underneath, it's not so much what's on top.
Alright, we just finished our glacier tour. Now we gotta hike again back to the car. Like another 25 minutes on loose gravel, but at least you get to look at the scenery. Water was cold, believe it or not. 'Cause it is hot out here. I feel like we're in Mexico with the sun. It's like we're on the equator. It's so dang hot today.